So going a little deeper into this whole idea of, health and pain points, etc. My apple tree. You go to your doctor and you have your little checkup and he says, how you feeling? And he pokes you, he prods you a bit, and you have a little chat and you're feeling okay. And you're there because for your regular checkup, not that you feel anything's wrong, but you go. Then he orders some labs because that's what doctors do. And, then the labs come back and he says, well, look at this. Your A1C is up, which shows you're pre-diabetic. Your blood pressure's, 10, 15 points high. You have elevated CRP, yada, yada, yada. And you think to yourself, well, I don't feel sick. How could I suddenly be sick? Well, the reason you don't feel sick is you're comparing how you feel to how you felt yesterday or last week, because that's all you really have to compare to. You really can't remember how you felt last month or last year or 5 years ago. So all you have to do is compare yourself to how you feel today to how you feel yesterday, to how you're going to feel tomorrow. But the labs will tell you, are you good, bad, or indifferent? Same in our processes. We work on the floor, we get out into the line, we see everything working, the machine's working, people coming and going, they show up, they do their job, they go home. We look at our throughputs, yada yada, and we don't feel that anything is wrong because everything operates today the same way it did yesterday, the way it did the day before, or maybe last week. And we're kind of status quo. What would happen if we took labs of our process? What would happen if it was some lab we could take, or we could look some actual numbers and compare them? How well are we really doing? There are industry standards we could look at, as well as we can look at our individual tasks in the processes. We can compare them to how maybe they should optimally be performed. We could look at our level of waste. Is that high or low? Are we really happy with how many rejects we get and how much we're throwing out? Are we really getting enough throughput? Are we really as efficient as we could be? Those are questions we have to ask. We got to do our annual checkups. Do a little bit of a deep dive, a bit of an audit into every task of our process. It's like a doctor. He doesn't do a blood test. There's a whole bunch of different blood tests. He does a liver panel, right? He checks your blood sugar. He checks your C-peptide. He checks your fasting glucose. All those things. We kind of have to do the same with our processes. We have to check our operations in detail and get some feedback and log that feedback. And then we'll know how we're doing, and we'll know which medicine we need to take. Doctor doesn't just give you some medicine. He checks the labs. The results of the labs tell him what medicine to give you. Well, if you don't do your labs, don't do your checkups, you won't know what medicine you need. So maybe it's time to get a little bit more serious about looking at our processes, looking at what's going on the floor, on the line, about how well things are actually behaving compared to how we envision they should be, how we plan for them to be, and start to find where the problems are and find some medicine for what ails us. Think about it.